welcome back to this shit. We're doing this again. Last time on I don't even know what I'm doing. This is not um last time on what am I watching or what or my seasonal preview, whatever, you get it. We talked about a lot of winter shows that I did not keep up with. So much so that I forego the option of doing a winter roundup because I didn't watch nearly enough to constitute a winter roundup. But before we get into the spring titles, I wanted to do a little bit of a PSA for those of you who are watching my channel who actually enjoy my content. So it appears YouTube is now not, they were not content with the rate at which they were burning their own platform down to the ground, so they decided to not send people all of the notifications for their subscribers. So, if you are subscribed to me, and you would like to be notified whenever I make a new video, I highly recommend go to my channel, go to one of my videos. This video will work just fine. You'll see a little bell icon if you're already subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and subscribe. It's, come on. You want to subscribe to this beautiful face. But yes, if you are already subscribed to me, there's going to be a little bell icon next to my name or somewhere in the general vicinity of my name. And I want you to click that, and there's going to be some settings that you have to set so that it will send you all of my videos. Otherwise, you may not be aware that I'm making content, and that's just sad to me. So, that being said, I just wanted to put that up at the very beginning of this video because, obviously, I feel like I need to tell you this because it's not common knowledge. It's something that YouTube's doing. I don't understand it. Hardly anyone does. But, yes, if you're interested in being notified whenever I make content, please do that. Hit that bell icon, do those settings, and that way you're aware of whenever I make new content. So, that being said, what we're going to do today is, if you've been around for more than a few months, you know what we're doing today. And this is the spring preview here. We're going to talk about spring titles just in time for the spring season. I actually tried to make this video a while back, but I unfortunately, I didn't do it. I recorded it all, I just never edited it, and before I knew it, I realized there were some more titles that were added, so I figured, hey, I'm gonna redo it with the titles that have been added. So, let's go ahead and take a look at what is going to be airing in the spring season. Now, as usual, I will not be focusing so much on the, I will tell you when they're coming out, as long as it's available, but I'm not going to put as much a priority on the date it's airing. I really just want to talk about what's coming out. I'll read the synopsis, I'll talk a little bit about it if I have comments to offer, and then other than that, we are just gonna, try to get through this as quick as possible, because usually it takes about an hour to get through these. But I try to make it as quick as possible because I know that, you're a busy person. You don't have a lot of time to watch me talk on the internet. But if you do, then I love you either way. So, either way, let's go ahead and jump right into it with the first title, which I'm really excited for, and that is Steins Gate Zero. Now, this is by White Fox, which I think, if I remember correctly, White Fox actually did the first season, which is, I'm really glad for that continuity, if that's the case. I've never played Steins Gate Zero. It's one of those games where I've wanted it. I wanted to play the visual novel of it. I haven't actually played the first visual novel, now that I think about it, but I wanted to give Steins Gate Zero. The problem is that for some reason, every outlet ever was like, this game is worth $50. Okay, that's fine at first, and then, it never went down, and I'm like, I hesitate to spend $50 on visual novels. Not saying there's anything wrong with visual novels, I love them, but I just hesitate to spend that much money on visual novels. Is all it is. I mean, I waited until Clannad was like $20, and then I bought it, and even then it came with the side stories and Tomoyo after. So I'm not really all that interested in spending $50 or $60 on a visual novel. Again, that's not saying they're bad. It's just personal preference. But either way, that was a huge tangent for something that was so simple. I have not played Steins Gate Zero. I don't know much about it. So let's read the synopsis, shall we? The dark, untold story of Steins Gate that leads with the eccentric mad scientist Okabe struggling to recover from a failed attempt at rescuing Kurisu. He decides to give up and abandons his lively scientist alter ego in pursuit to forget the past. When all seems to be normal, he is seemingly pulled back into the past by meeting an acquaintance of Kurisu who tells him that they have begun testing a device that stores the memory of a human and creates a simulation of them with their characteristics and personalities. Okabe begins testing and finds out that the simulation of Kurisu has brought back anguish and some new, unexpected tragedies. Zero is a side story that explores events from the Beta Attractor Field's future that can contribute in making the end of the original story possible. So I'm really excited for that, just because I love anything in the Steins Gate universe. I love the Science Adventure series. It's really, really, really well done. And, it's not a continuation, but it's still going to be interesting to see what this alternate reality, alternate timeline of Steins Gate is and how it would go. So, that being said, and I think that is on Crunchyroll. So I'm super hyped for that, because it's easier for me to watch stuff on Crunchyroll than it is to watch anything else. That is coming out. That is starting on Wednesday, April 11th. So if you're interested in that, definitely give it a watch. Give it a watch. It should be fun. Fun. Anyway, so moving on, we have Boku no Hero Academia 3, My Hero Academia Season 3, by Bones. Of course, by Bones. The third season of Boku no Hero Academia. Okay, well that self-explanatory. All right, if you read the manga, you know what's coming. I don't read the manga, so I don't know what's coming. It's gonna be real fun to see what happens there. That comes out Saturday, April 7th at 8:30 a.m. So that's cool. I'm excited for this. I love My Hero Academia as much as I give Crunchyroll a hard time for the My Hero Academia Awards and the fact that they could still do a season 3 of the My Hero Academia Awards. I do love the series, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I just think it's severely overrated. It's really good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like the greatest anime ever. And people give it way too much credit, and it's like, anyway. So, moving on from that, Tokyo Ghoul Re, by Studio Pierrot. I think Studio Pierrot did the original seasons of Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Route A. I am a little skeptical about this one, not gonna lie, because of the fact that, the second season was trash. I could not stand the second season. It was god-awful. It had good points. It had potential. It was just, I have a hard time taking that ending and saying it was anything more than them just running out of money. It was just lazy. It was, and I thought there's no possibility of them making Tokyo Ghoul Re. But apparently I was wrong. Apparently they are, in fact, making Tokyo Ghoul Re. So, let's read the description, shall we? 2 years have passed since the CCG's raid on Anteiku. Now, that tells me right away that this is not a reimagining. They are actually trying to continue the story from Route A. Although the atmosphere in Tokyo has changed drastically due to the increased influence of the CCG, ghouls continue to pose a problem as they have begun taking caution, especially the terrorist organization Aogiri Tree, who acknowledge the CCG's growing threat to their existence. The creation of a special team known as the Quinx Squad may provide the CCG with the push they need to exterminate Tokyo's unwanted residents. As humans who have undergone surgery in order to make use of the special abilities of ghouls, they participate in operations to eradicate the dangerous creatures. The leader of this group, Heisei Sasaki, is a half ghoul, half human who has been trained by famed special class investigator Kisho Arima. However, there's more to this young man than meets the eye as unknown memories claw at his mind, slowly reminding him of the person he used to be. It's Kaneki. I already know that much. I mean, he looks like Kaneki. I mean, shit, really? So I mean, okay, look, I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. I hope that I can watch it, or like at least watch the first couple of episodes, see if it's gonna be any better than Route A was. See, season one, I really like season one. I really like season one. That's why I was so disappointed in season two. It was like, wow, way to drop the ball on that. But hopefully this is good. I really hope it's good because I really like the world of Tokyo Ghoul, and I really wish season two was not trash. So let's move on to Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online. Now, okay, here's the thing about this show. I'm excited about this because, one, it's not by A1 Pictures, and I feel like that's one of the main reasons I dislike Sword Art Online as much as I do, because, yes, the story is inherently flawed, but, you know, maybe it needs a new studio to help bring in some fans who have kind of fallen off the wagon, and I definitely am one of those. Studio 3H, I've never heard of them, but I hope that, I hope this is good, because I really, really want to like Sword Art Online. I just can't bring myself to do it. It's just so much that I can't get past. So maybe new characters will help too, because I feel like part of the main reason I don't like Sword Art Online is Kirito and Asuna are insufferable. Asuna less than Kirito, but still, they're both just awful characters, and I just can't get past them being the main characters. So maybe that's what I need is some new characters to kind of change things up a little bit. Let's read the description, shall we? The story follows Karen Kohiro Maki, a 183 centimeter tall, 6 foot tall college student who's insecure about her height and is bad at dealing with people in the real world. She enters the world of Gun Gale Online with her avatar, Ren, who is less than 150 centimeters, 5 feet tall, and wears all pink. She meets a beautiful brown-skinned female player who goes by Pito Hui. They hit it off, but one day Pito Hui pressures her to participate in Squad Jam, a team battle royale variation of the Bullet of Bullets tournament. Alright, so it's gonna be a tournament arc. That's alright, I'm cool with that. It sounds interesting. I actually really hope it's good. Like I said, it would be nice if I could say that there's something in the Sword Art Online universe that I could actually enjoy. But that being said, let's move on to what is this now? Fully, coolly progressive. Production IG. Yeah, it's not Gynax, but you know what? It's just as I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Production IG taking over the reins of the craziest anime I've ever seen in my life. Fully Coolly is coming back. I'm so hype. Yeah, it's not until June, so technically that's summer, but they're Andy Chart's counting it as a spring title. So you know what? Whatever, man. Actually, hold on, no. April, May, June. Yeah, I guess this is kind of the spring. I guess July starts summer. Whatever. It's all mixed up in my head. But yeah, let's look at this. Many years have passed since Naota and Haruhara Haruko shared their adventure together. Meanwhile, the war between the two entities known as Medical Mechanica and Fraternity rages across the galaxy. Enter Hidomi, a young teenage girl who believes there is nothing amazing to expect from her average life until one day when a new teacher named Haruko arrives at her school. Soon enough, Medical Mechanica is attacking her town, and Hidomi discovers a secret within her that could save everyone. A secret that only Haruko can unlock. But why did Haruko return to Earth? What happened to her Rickenbacker 4001 she left with Naota? And where did the human-type robot Kanti go? Now that tells me right away that my theory about it being a prequel is probably false, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with being proven wrong where this is concerned, because at this point anything can happen with Fully Coolly. It is connected in some way to the story that was in the original series, but the fact that Haruko's there and the fact that they mentioned Naota. So hopefully Naota appears at some point, but obviously he's not the main character, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm super hyped for that. 6 episodes, same as the first season. I'm cool with that too. Because there's going to be a third season in in September. That's gonna be really, it's gonna be awesome too. So I'm real hype. I could not tell you how hype I am for this. I was whenever I saw the trailer, the newest trailers for it, and I heard the Pellos Ride on Shooting Star, I was like, it's coming back. Like I knew it was coming back, but it was one of those things where I was like, it never quite clicked until I saw the trailer and I heard the Pillows, and I was like, oh my god, my childhood. Anyway, so moving on, we got the second core of the third season of Shokugeki no Soma, Shokugeki no Soma Sanusara Totsuki Reshahan by JC Staff. I said this before, I'll say it again, I still don't have any connection to this series. I don't watch Shokugeki no Soma. It has an audience clearly, but I am not part of that audience, so that's cool. I guess you're getting the second half of the third season of Food Wars. So if you're a Food Wars fanatic, you're getting some good stuff, probably, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, moving on from there, we got High School DxD Hero Passion by Passion. Oh, Passion did Citrus, so I'm remembering that. It is the fourth season of High School DxD. Again, I don't have a connection with that, but I do have a story to tell about that. I'm going to try to summarize it as much as possible. I actually got an offer to audition for one of the High School DxD series, and I chose not to do it because I was like, I don't really want to be in an ecchi series, or at least that ecchi. But then again, I was also a college student, and I had the ability to be picky. Now I would love to audition for High School DxD. Funimation, please call me. Anyway, next up we got Persona 5 The Animation by A1 Pictures. Okay, so I'm super hyped for this because I loved Persona 5. Persona 5 was like an awesome game. Now, 24 episodes, they might be able to cover the story. They might have to leave out like most of the confidants, but I think they could probably cover the main story in the 24 episodes, so hopefully that's the case. They might be able to do like Persona 4, where they kind of touched on the social links, but I don't know, we'll see. Rin Amamiya is about to enter his second year after transferring to Shujin Academy in Tokyo. Following a particular incident, his persona awakens, and together with his friends, they form the Phantom Thieves of Hearts to reform hearts of corrupt adults by stealing the source of their distorted desires. Meanwhile, bizarre and inexplicable crimes have been popping up one after another. Living in an ordinary high school life in Tokyo during the day, the group maneuvers the metropolitan city as Phantom Thieves after hours. Let the curtain rise for this grand, picturesque story. Picturesque, you mean? Either way, yeah, I'm real hyped for this. I want to see, I hope they really treat it well. I really hope I believe this is also on Crunchyroll, so I'm really hyped for this as well. I know I've said the word hype like 20,000 times, but yeah, either way. Alright, next up we got Wotaku ni Koi wa Muzukashi by A1 Pictures. The story centers on the awkward romantic comedy between Narumi, a female office worker who hides her Fujoshi lifestyle, and Hirotaka, a handsome and capable company man who is secretly a game otaku. Oh, shit! This is going to be a show that I am going to be all over. I am going to love this. I can already tell. I love this kind of shit. This is right up my alley. We'll see, though, because it could be a miss. But I'm pretty confident, based on that description, I have a good feeling it's going to be a hit. But yeah, I'm excited for that. That looks real cute. Okay, anyway, moving on. Ginga Eiyu Densetsu Die Nue Tese Kaiko. Look, it's Legend of the Galactic Heroes. It is what it is. Yeah. So, this is by Production IG as well. In humanity's distant future, two interstellar states, the Monarchic Galactic Empire and the Democratic Free Planets Alliance, are embroiled in a never-ending war. The story focuses on the exploits of rivals Reinhard von Muse and Yang Wenli as they rise to power and fame in the Galactic Empire and the Free Planets Alliance. So that's a thing that's happening. I don't really have a connection with the series, but apparently it's very popular, especially among AniTubers, so maybe I should watch it because it's Legend of Galactic Heroes. But yeah, so next title. Alrighty, Alrighty, let's go ahead and move on to our next title, which is Full Metal Panic Invisible Victory. Now, this is another series. I know I'm an anti-tuber and I don't have any history with any of these classic series, but I don't have history with Full Metal Panic. I have Full Metal Alchemist history, but not Full Metal Panic. So it is by Zebek, which I have not heard that name in quite a long time, since actually they did Negima, I believe, the original Negima, not season 2 or the OVAs or the movie. They did the first season. Maybe that's why I haven't heard from them in a while. But and it's interesting to note that this is actually not being done by KyoAni. I'm pretty sure KyoAni did the second raid. I may not have seen them, but I know that KyoAni did at least the second raid. I don't know if that's the first season or if that's the second season. I don't know. I have no history with this stuff. But yeah, so that's an announcement for a new Full Metal Panic series installment has been made during the stage event at Fantasia Bunko Festival. So if you are interested in that series, you can check that out April 13th. April 13th, there you go. Alright, next up we got Saredo Sumibito wa Ryu to Odoru. 7 arcs. The story revolves around Jushiki, literally spell equations. The equations that govern the quantum constant H of action change the laws of physics at the local scale, give birth to TNT explosives and poison gas, and cause incredible physical phenomena such as plasma and nuclear fusion. Two Jushikishi, spelled equationists, who use Jushiki in battle are Gaius, who deals with bad luck with tact, and the beautiful but cruel sword wielder Gigina. These two bounty hunters are caught up in a battle with dragons in the city of Eridana, and in the intrigue of great nations. Okay, so a lot happened in that synopsis, and none of it sounded all that interesting to me. That may change. I may give it a try, and I'll see what it's like. It's only 12 episodes, so it's probably gonna be rushed. But that's just my cynicism. Next up, we got Devil's Line by Platinum Vision. Tsukasa, a college student, is rescued from an attack by a devil, one of many vampires that can blend in among the human population. Anzai, her savior, is a half-devil who exploits his supernatural gifts as a member of the shadowy police task force that specializes in devil-related crime in Tokyo. As Anzai continues to keep guard over Tsukasa, the two quickly forge a tentative bond, one that Anzai fears will test his ironclad rule of never drinking human blood. So it sounds like a mix of like Tokyo Ghoul and Twilight, and Devilman Crybaby. So I don't know. I mean, the art style looks interesting. So maybe it'll be alright. I've never heard of Platinum Vision, so I can't really tell you what they've done. But yeah, next up is a series I've heard a lot about, and that is Golden Kamui, Kamui, however you say it, by Geno Studio. Now, Golden Kamui, from what I've heard, it's a manga series that's actually taking off like real quickly. So we'll see. I mean, last time we heard about a manga series that was supposed to be good and they were getting an anime adaptation, we had Black Clover and that. Yeah. But in the early 20th century, Russo-Japanese war veteran Saiichi Immortal Sugimoto scratches out a meager existence during the post-war gold rush in the wilderness of Hokkaido. When he stumbles across a map to a fortune in hidden Ainu gold, he sets off on a treacherous quest to find it. But Sugimoto is not the only interested party, and everyone who knows about the gold will kill to possess it. Faced with the harsh conditions of the northern wilderness, ruthless criminals, and rogue Japanese soldiers, Sugimoto will need all his skills and luck with the help of an Ainu girl named Asirpa to survive. That actually sounds really interesting. I'm really interested in that. It kind of sounds a little bit like a less dense version of like One Piece. The idea of there's this treasure and you're on a quest to find the treasure, really. But it's a matter like I think it might least based on the art style, it looks a little bit more gritty. Like it might be less of like from what I've seen of One Piece, it's dramatic, but it's very light in terms of its like Luffy's gonna somehow make it out of the pickle he's in. Whereas with this art style, it kind of implies that there might be a little bit more gritty, more edgy. So we'll see how that turns out. I don't really know, but that is coming out April 9th. So keep that in mind for your future. Next up, we got Maho Shoujo Sight by Production DOA. Hopefully, it's not actually DOA, but we'll see. Asagiri Aya is a young girl who has fallen victim to bullies at her school. Looking for a way to escape her troubles, she looks to the internet for distraction when a mysterious website called Magical Girl Site appears. Simply viewing the page is all it takes to hurtle Aya headlong into the deadly world of the Magical Girl apocalypse. There, it's fight or die against a seemingly endless array of savagely adorable, frilly-skirted killing machines, each armed with magical powers and an unquenchable thirst for blood and chaos. Alright, well, one, it sounds almost shot for shot like Magical Girl Raising Project. Two, what is up with the freaking Dark Magical Girl shit? Just give me a Magical Girl show that's like not dark as shit. I mean, seriously, is it that hard? Is it that hard to do you have to be edgy all the time? Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoy, Magical Magica. I enjoy Yuki Yuna. I tolerated Magical Girl Raising Project. It was pretty good. I kept up with it week to week. But it's like, I mean, why did they gotta oversaturate that market? It's not that hard. Just make a Sailor Moon. Make more Sailor Moon. I don't care. I don't know, but anyway, yes, it does sound a lot like Magical Girl Raising Project. The idea of like technology being involved in the Magical Girl thing and the Magical Girl apocalypse, apparently. I'll probably give it a shot. I mean, at the very least, it will be a harmless piece of trash to watch. Hopefully it's good. We'll see. But that is coming out April 6th, so mark your calendars, Magical Girl fans. Next up, we got Caligula by Satellite. The Caligula effect is set in a virtual reality program known as Mobius, created so people can escape pain in their lives and live in an idyllic high school setting, forced to live out their 3 years indefinitely. The main protagonist is one of a group who realize that they are in a virtual world and form the Go Home Club, a group dedicated to escaping from Mobius and its godlike overseer program, a vocal program called Muse. They oppose, or Mew, or whatever that letter is, they oppose the Ostinato Musicians, a group who supports Mew and sees the Go Home Club as traitors. You can tell I watch Love Live. I immediately thought of Muse. So this sounds real interesting. This might be one of the ones I definitely have to watch. Because it reminds me a little bit of like an Angel Beats meets The Matrix, which is something I never thought I'd ever hear ever, but it seems interesting enough. And I like Angel Beats. I like The Matrix. I figure, hey, let's give it a shot. But that is actually coming April 8th. So there you go. Next up, we got Tada-kun wa koi wo shinai. Mitsuyoshi Tada, a boy who has never known love, is taking pictures of the cherry blossoms in full bloom when he meets Teresa Wagner, a transfer student from Luxembourg. Upon arriving in Japan, she got lost, separated from her travel companion. Mitsuyoshi helps her and brings her to his grandfather's coffee shop. That doesn't tell me literally anything about the series, but it is interesting that it seems to be it doesn't have any genres. It seems to be like a romantic comedy or like a romance drama featuring a foreigner. So that's gonna be interesting. I don't really think we see a lot of those in anime, at least not in the last few years. We don't see a lot of people who are not Japanese. So it's gonna be interesting to see where that goes. But it is by Doga Kobo, who I believe also did. Doga Kobo is also, I want to say, New Game and Plastic Memories, I think. Yeah, I think it's also Plastic Memories. So that should be interesting. They have a track record. They might be able to pull this off. It should be really interesting. Next up, we got Hina Matsuri by Feel. The comedy manga centers around a superpowered girl named Hina and Nita, a young member of the Yakuza. Hina suddenly appears in Nita's room and threatens him with her extraordinary powers. However, they end up living together. So it's a comedy. It's probably a harmless comedy manga or comedy anime. It might be good for a couple episodes. I don't know. It kind of reminds me, but just based on the synopsis, kind of reminds me of Aho Girl in the sense that it's like the guy and the girl, and they're like comedy. That's where the comedy stems from. Is like them interacting together and stuff like that. And Aho Girl was like alright, but it was like it got old after a while, so I'm kind of wondering if it might be the same with this. But we will see, I suppose, on April 6th. So if you're interested in Hina Matsuri, there you go. Alright, next up we got 3D Kanojo by Hoods Entertainment. Hikari Sutsui is a high school boy who is satisfied with the virtual girls he encounters in anime and games. He does not have many friends, and he lives in his own world. Oh, I relate, bro. I relate. One day, when he is stuck on pool cleaning duty, he is approached by Iroha, a real girl, who is showy and popular with boys. So, the traditional story trope of, oh, you're so different than me, but maybe we're meant for each other. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting though. I'll probably give it a shot because I love shit like this, and it'll probably be right up my alley. So there you go. Next up, we got Piano no Mori. No studio involved in this one. It looks like it's the world's first anime without a studio. It's a procedurally generated anime. Oh my gosh, technology is going so far. A tranquil tale about two boys from very different upbringings. On one hand, you have Kai, born as the son of a prostitute, who's been playing the abandoned piano in the forest near his home ever since he was young. And on the other, you have Shuhei, practically breastfed by the piano as the son of a family of prestigious pianists. Yet it is their common bond with the piano that eventually intertwines their paths in life. Okay, well, that's interesting enough. I mean, the backstory of each of the characters is different, to say the least. But it seems to me, based on the key art, that we are getting the piano version of Yuri on Ice. I don't know if they're planning on it being a sort of light yaoi or whatever, but it might go that direction. If it doesn't, then at the very least, it might be the Welcome to the Ballroom of piano music. I still have yet to watch Welcome to the Ballroom, but I get the idea, the general concept of it, and it kind of reminds me of that. But yeah, that seems interesting enough. I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see, because I generally don't mind music anime. I just really, it kind of like hit or miss for me because there's certain music anime that I have that are on my list that I need to watch. One of which is Kids on the Slope. I'm actually hoping to watch that soon, in the next year at least. I say year because, knowing me, my queue does not get touched ever. I mean, just look at my video on my queue. Like, yeah, there's like 200 titles that I have to watch, and I'm like, it just becomes what's the word? It's intimidating. Yeah, intimidating. That's the word. Alright. Next up, we got Xi'an Pinjeting by Big Firebird Cultural Media Co. Limited. That's a big title, a big studio name, Big Firebird Cultural Media. It kind of paints a picture of what you should expect out of their anime. A scientist couple has been arrested for conducting illegal studies, allegedly for performing genetic modification on 5 of their children. Okay, nothing says love like, hey, little girl, here's a genetic experiment that's gonna give you wings. You can be an angel. Youngest children, Danis, is the only one who grew up as a normal human and has become the only family member who has to tend to the rest of the members and to try to find a medicine to turn them into normal humans again. Dog, human, plant gene, spider web gene, as well as mind breeding. How will these family members who grew up in the laboratory survive in the outside world? I gotta hand it to them. This concept is actually kind of interesting. And in terms of anime, it's kind of actually, it's not really that unique considering, I mean, look at, Centaur's Life, interviews with monster girls, all that, Monster Musume. It's not exactly uncommon uh, for a title to, do that whole crossbreeding thing. But we'll see how it turns out. Now, it's always weird for me to even bring this up because it's kind of unfair for me to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I feel I need to. It seems to me that anytime we see a Chinese studio in the anime world, the series is usually not good. Now, that's not me. It sounds like I'm saying that all Chinese anime is bad, and that's not exactly what I'm saying. I'm just saying the ones that I've seen and the ones that I've heard people say that they've seen have been coincidentally bad. Now, whether I don't know if Big Firebird Cultural Media is a Chinese studio or not, but I think it's entirely possible for us to get a series by a Chinese studio who actually makes a good series. And this might be it. You never know. I mean, some titles are completely misleading in terms of their quality. Sometimes they sound like they're going to be good, and they turn out to be trash. Sometimes they look like they're going to be trash, and they turn out to be great. So we'll see what Xi'an Pin Jiating looks like in April 9th. So yeah, take that and take from that what you will. Next up we got Maho Shoujo Ore. Alright, I had a feeling, whenever I was talking about how, why do you gotta be so dark all the time, magical girl genre, I had a feeling this was coming up and I would have to eat my words, but, this is by Pyro Plus. I don't know if they're related to Studio Pyro or if it's a completely coincidence, I don't know. But, this story is about a 15-year-old girl who was a newbie idol in love with her best friend's brother, who is also a popular idol. But she runs into a scary Yakuza guy and finds out that her mother was an ex-magical girl and the Yakuza was her mascot. Her love interest gets kidnapped by demons that look like burly men with cute squirrel heads, so she contracts the Yakuza to become a magical girl, which in this story means she turns into a handsome guy in a magical girl outfit. On top of that, her love interest shows an attraction towards her magical guy form. Her best friend turns out to be in love with her and also becomes a magical cross-dressing guy to save her life. Thus, their manager, who is a magical girl geek, then decides to turn them into an idol unit. Wow. Wow. Alright. Next up is Megalobox by TMS Entertainment, which is the Ashita no Joe 50th anniversary project. JD Junk Dog participates in fixed boxing matches in an underground ring in order to live. Today he enters the ring again, but he encounters a certain person. JD wants to take on a challenge that risks everything. So that seems interesting. I've never seen Ashita no Joe, so I don't know. I assume just it's a boxing show, and that's cool. It's got an audience clearly. It's got 50 years behind it, so clearly it's at least partially decent. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, you can check that out April 5th. Alright, Kakurio no Yadomeshi by Gonzo. Gonzo is a studio I haven't heard from in a while, it seems like. I know they did, I'm pretty sure they did the Gankatsuo series, they did Samurai 7. There's a lot of titles that Gonzo has done, and it seems like they've been out of the game for a while. I mean, unless I'm just out of the loop, in which case, don't mind me. The series centers on a female college student named Aoi, who inherited the ability to see spirits from her late grandfather. Aoi prides herself on her cooking, and one day she's feeding some agricultural spirits when suddenly a god and the master of the Tenshin Heavenly Inn appears and takes Aoi away. He says that due to her grandfather's deaths, she must become his bride. Aoi hates this idea and instead declares that she will pay back her grandfather's debt by working at the Tenshinya. I can already tell this is going to be one of those series where it's like, I don't know, it just does not sound appealing to me. Maybe it's just because I've probably seen this concept over and over again and I'm just tired of it, but it just doesn't sound all that interesting to me. If you find it interesting, though, you can find out on April 2nd, this upcoming Monday. So, yeah. Next up, we got Jushinki Pandora by Satellite, another series by Satellite. In the year 2031, an experimental energy device known as the quantum reactor is created to help alleviate the problems stemming from Earth's dwindling fossil fuel resources. Reserves. Never mind. Unfortunately, the quantum reactor goes out of control, exploding and bathing the world with unknown energies in an incident known as the Shoryu Crisis. As a result of the catastrophic environmental changes that follow, humanity is pushed to the brink of extinction, and strange new organisms, part organic, part mechanical, known as the Brai, emerge. 7 years later, Leon Lau, one of the scientists at the center of the Shoryu Crisis, is living in the wilderness near Neo Shoryu, one of the last remaining human cities. Leon has entered into a family contract with Chloe Lau, and together the two of them research their own methods of combating the Brai threat. Again, this might be interesting. It kind of sounds like a show that I'm gonna watch just passively. It just seems like there's too much to the premise. Like, if you are giving me a synopsis of your show, why would you tell me this novel of things that, I don't know what the meaning of, all this is? Give me a more succinct way of knowing, am I gonna like your show or not? I can't tell. Half these shows, I can't tell if I'm gonna enjoy it or not, because I can't even tell if I'm gonna like the first episode, because half of this is, going right over my head, and I'm just like... Alright, next we got the second season of Amanchu, which is Amanchu Advance. I am so hyped for this one. I loved Amanchu the first season. It was so good, and it was so chill, and I just loved it. I watched every episode, and I was just like, oh, it's such a good series to just lay back and just take it in. It's so good. JC Staffs, I think they did the first season. They're coming back for the second season. I don't really care what it's about. I know I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be great, and I'm so happy to see, whenever they came out with the OVA, I was so, yes, let's watch it now. So that was really good, too. So I'm real hyped for more Amanchu. Just keep it coming, guys. Just keep it coming. Alright, next up we got Dore-ku, the animation by Zero G. What if you could enslave anyone you've ever wanted? Well, this comes close. The SCM lets you enslave anyone who is also wearing an SCM at a price. One must win over the other at the cost of anything in order for the other to become their slave. This sounds a little troublesome, but, I mean, whatever. I mean... Anime, what are you doing? Slavery games? We doing the King's game, but if you win, you become their slave or something? I don't know. It's April 12th for that if you're interested in that. You can tell that half of these titles I'm just getting real irritated at, but gotta keep on going. Next up, we got Uma Musume Pretty Derby. PA Works, how low have you sunk? Where you are gonna follow up a great series like Sakura Quest with a story about anthropomorphic horses, or human or horse girls. I mean, seriously. First we had cat girls, and now and then we had dog girls, and now we have horse girls, and it's like, this is where anime is going, everyone. This is where anime is going, and this is where we have to go with it, because this is happening. The game's concept begins with Uma Musume, horse girls, girls endowed with excellent running capability and who aim to become top idols and compete in the national sports entertainment show Twinkle series. Now, what that tells me is that this series is going to be one part horse girls, one part idol love live Aikatsu bullshit, and then also while we're at it, one part potential Yuri. So we are going to have a series of of remarkable levels of trash, and I can't contain this level of trash, you guys. I just can't do it. Yeah. Next up, we've got Comic Girls by Nexus. Let's see. The manga's story centers on 15-year-old high school student and manga creator Kaoruko Moeta, who uses the pen name Chaos. That sounds familiar because I did that. Who, after ranking at the bottom of a reader survey, Kaoruko's editor recommends that she enter an all-female dormitory for manga creators. Kaoruko's roommates are shoujo manga creator Koyume Koizuka, teen romance manga creator Ruki Irokawa, and shonen manga creator Tsubasa Katsuki. The girls support each other as they work to become better manga creators. Now this sounds real cool. I like this idea. I like this concept. It's super solid. They already. That's the way you tell me a synopsis. Say who we're talking about, and just in 10 words or less, or like really short scale, what is the series about? Don't introduce all these concepts that we're gonna find out in the first episode anyway. Just tell me what this series is about. So based on this, I know this series is about girls drawing manga together. That's cool. I like that. Sign me up. Let's go. Bull. Let's do it. Anyway, next up we got Nil Adimari no Tenbin by Zero G. Where have I heard that studio name before? Dori-kun the Animation also did Zero G. Okay, well, anyway. The Taisho era didn't end in 15 years, but went on for another 25. In order to protect her waning family, a girl resolves to marry a man she doesn't even know the name of. However, just before the marriage was to take place, the girl's younger brother mysteriously committed suicide by self-immolation and was found holding an old book in his hands. Appearing before the bewildered young girl was the Imperial Library Intelligence Asset Management Bureau, more commonly referred to as Fukuro. According to these men, there exists Haremono, which are books that greatly affect its readers. On top of that, ever since the incident involving the girl's younger brother, she unwittingly gains the ability to see auras, the sentiments of the... Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm done reading that shit. No, fuck that, no. Stop telling me, and stop giving me a novel for the fucking synopsis. You are supposed to just summarize it in like one paragraph, but you're going on for how many was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. 7 paragraph synopsis. What the hell? Stop it. I'm not reading that. I'm sorry. It goes on and it's so boring. Stop. Okay. I'm good. Next up, we got Butlers, Chitose Momose Monogatari, Silverlink. So Silverlink's back with another series, so let's see what this is about. Koma Jingwei J is the smart and handsome student council president. His elegant smile captures the hearts of women. Tsubasa I almost said Tsubasa Hanekawa. Tsubasa Hayakawa is a multi-talented and gentle shop assistant at a cafe. His cafe latte with owl lace art is very popular with female customers. The two men travel through time to fight their archenemy. The charming butlers, as they are called, fight supernatural battles and also experience a slapstick comedic life at their academy. So, in the past, I mentioned that Silverlink is kind of a hit or miss for me. That while they did create my anime of the year last year, they also made like 2-car, which was just kind of bleh for me. So it's kind of, they are a hit or miss, and I feel like this is definitely one of those misses. But again, I could be completely wrong. I was wrong about A Sister's All You Need, and I might be wrong about this. It just doesn't sound like a very entertaining show to me. But if you're interested, it comes out April 11th. So there you go. Next up, we got Hisone Tomaso Time by Bones. Straightforward and innocent, Hisone Amakasu is a self-defense force rookie stationed at the Air Self-Defense Force's Gifu base. She was struggling with the fact that she sometimes hurts people unintentionally by her innocent words, and decided to join the Air Self-Defense Force, hoping to maintain a certain distance from people. This decision led her to a fateful encounter which profoundly changed her life. It was the OTF dragon hidden in the base, and it chose Hisone as his pilot. When it soared into the sky with Hisone, her fate as a dragon pilot was decided. It is said that dragons have a key to the future of the world. So yeah, that's a thing. It sounds a little bit like a cross between like Gate, which is something I haven't seen just because of the self-defense force part of the story, and then like Eureka 7, where like the robot chooses the pilot or something. But that's I mean, it's by Bones, so it might be all right. Bones has a pretty good track record, so we'll see how that turns out on April 12th. So yeah, there you go. Next up, we got Captain Tsubasa by David Production. David Production. I recognize the name, but I do not know who did it. I'm not even gonna find out. Never mind. Remake of the first series. Tsubasa Ozora is a 11-year-old elementary school student who is deeply in love with football and dreams of one day winning the FIFA World Cup for Japan. He lives together with his mother in Japan, while his father is a seafaring captain who travels around the world. Tsubasa Ozora moves to the town Nankatsu to increase his skills as a soccer player. He is challenged by the super goalkeeper Genzo Wakabayashi. He then agrees to compete and see who was the best soccer player there. So, if you're interested in sports anime, I'm not a huge sports anime fan just because like, I'm not really a huge sports fan in general. Then you might enjoy this. I personally think I'll pass just because, again, I'm not a huge sports fan. I tolerate it as much as I possibly have to, and then beyond that, not so much. Next up, we got Latent Mystery Tanteisha Katori no Nazutoki File by Leiden Films. 50 puzzling episodes, one gentlewoman extraordinaire, and a whole other new mysteries coming to the small screen in 2018. So this is basically the Professor Layton, but not Professor Layton, like the girl Professor Layton. I don't know. I know there's a name for it, but I don't know what it is because I don't play those games. But that's happening. So if you're a fan of the series, then you definitely should check this out. It comes out April 7th. So there you go. Next up was Lost Mirage Conflated Wick Sauce. For the second season of Lost Mirage Incited Wick Sauce. This series has gone on for so long, and I don't know anything about it. I don't even know where to start. But it is by JC Staff, so who knows? It might be decent. I think it might be necessary to watch the originals before you watch this one. So here's a challenge. If you made it to this point in the video, for one, thank you very much. For two, if you are a fan of the Wick Sauce series, give me a synopsis of what they're about and why they're good, and tell me which one to start with, so I can, do that. Anyway, next up we got Cutie Honey Universe, which is a series that is continuing, kind of, from the original. It's either a reboot or a continuation of but it's either way, it's bringing back Cutie Honey, which is like a old school series. Honey Kisaragi appears to be an ordinary girl attending St. Chapel Academy, but in reality she's the warrior of love, Cutie Honey, a superpowered android created by Dr. Kisaragi. Honey and her allies investigate the evil schemes of Panther Claw, a criminal secret society. But Honey doesn't realize that the leader of Panther Claw is already closer than she thinks. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least. I don't know if you need to watch the original before you watch this one. I would hope not, because it's been a while. But hey, you never know. You might need to watch the original to get what's going on in this one. But yeah, so next up we got Inazuma 11, Ares no Tenben, Oriental Light and Magic. The story is set after the first Inazuma 11, but will take place in a parallel world from all other Inazuma 11 games, apart from the first, because the story has taken a different course. In the story, protagonist Asuto Inamori's soccer club is disbanded after the school's soccer field is destroyed. He and friends go to Tokyo to attend Daimon Junior High to play soccer. So, another soccer series. So, again, if you're interested, and there you go. April 6th, there you go. Huzuki no Ritetsu 2 Part 2 by Studio Dean. The second core of Huzuki no Ritetsu, which is a it was a fall series last year, I believe. That's coming back. I don't know anything about it, but if you're interested, then there you go. Rokuhodo Yotsuro Biori by Zexis. 4 men, Gure, Sui, Tokitaka, and Tsubaki, each help run a Japanese tea shop together called Rokuhodo. When one visits the shop, they are greeted warmly, is served tea, and are often helped with any problems they may have. That might be interesting. It kind of sounds a little bit like the guy version of Konohana Kitan. Just because it's just the idea of it being like a tea shop or bathhouse or whatever. But we'll see. I don't know anything about it other than that, so we'll see if that turns out to be alright. Next up we got Soten no Ken Regenesis, which is apparently a prequel to Fist of the North Star. A mysterious man known as the King of Death roams the streets of pre-war Shanghai in the action-packed prequel to Fist of the North Star. Shanghai in the 1930s is a dangerous place. Foreign governments and Chinese factions have carved the city into different quarters, each with its own laws and government, and all rife with corruption. As the major powers vie for political control, the streets are left to local gangs. Life is cheap and death is always near. In days past, one man walked these mean streets battling the forces of evil. He was known only as Yan Wing, the King of Death. Few knew who he really was, but many knew that he was a master of Hokuto Shinken, Fist of the North Star, a lethal martial art. He disappeared years ago after dispatching the city's worst gangsters and is now rumored to be in Japan. Various people have come to Japan in search of him, but who will find him first? So yeah, it's Polygon Pictures. Again, I don't have any history with Fist of the North Star, so I'm going to pass on this one probably, but hey, if you're interested, it comes out April 2nd, or it starts April 2nd. Last Period, Owari Naki Rasen no Monogatari by JC Staff. The story takes place in a world where fantastic beasts called spirals are born from isolation. What does that mean? Those who can defeat the beasts are called periods. Haru is an apprentice period who belongs to the Arc and 8th branch. However, after a mysterious theft incident, there is an economic collapse and the Arc End headquarters abandons the 8th Division, leaving only 3 periods left, including Haru. Haru and the other 2 periods start their work to rebuild the 8th Division. Okay, well, that's the thing. It's a lot I mean, the art looks interesting. I might give it a shot. I just don't like when there's like I've said before, when there's long synopses like that, and it's not even that long. It's a short synopsis with a lot of stuff I have to pay attention to, and it's like there is a way you could tell me what the series is about without using all these terms, especially in the middle of the night. It's like no. Next up we got Gegege no Kitakitaro by Toei Animation. There is no synopsis for this, which clearly means there is nothing to say about it, so I'm going to move on. Lupin the Third Part 5, telecom animation film. In this new series, Lupin the Third will travel to France, the home of his grandfather and namesake, Maurice Leblanc's master thief character, Arsène Lupin. So that's cool. That's interesting. They're kind of changing it up a little bit. I haven't caught up. I need to actually watch this series because it is. What little I've seen of it is actually really interesting. I just need to actually start it. So, and then I'll catch up, and that will be cool. So that's April 3rd. There you go. Major Second by NHK Enterprises. Daigo is born as the son of Goro, a father who is too great. Ooh, we got a badass over here. What path will Daigo, who is burdened with great expectations, take in baseball? So it's a baseball anime, same old, you get it, you know. I have to deal with enough baseball where I work, but I will definitely not, I don't know where I was going with that, I'm not going to watch this. Anyway, Gundam Build Divers by Sunrise. The Gunplay Force Battle Tournament is a big event held in GBN once per year. Competing in the final round are Avalon, led by the champion Kyoya Kujo, and the elite 7th Panzer Division, led by the cunning Rommel. Starting with Kyoya's Gundam Age 2 Magnum, a variety of gunplay take to the field to determine which is the strongest force. So, it's Gundam build fighters, Gundam build divers. I don't know where it fits into the Gundam universe, but I'm not really caught up, so I'm gonna pass. But if you're interested, it comes out April 3rd. Alright. Next up, we got Gurazeni, which is another baseball anime by Studio Dean. The baseball money survival story focuses on a baseball team that operates as a highly stratified society where the player's performance determines his annual salary. The story follows an 8-year relief pitcher with an odd left-hand sidearm that throw as he fights to survive under the team's strict system. So, Moneyball, in anime. Yay! Binan Koku Chikyu Boo Happy Kiss. Studio comment. Nothing there. I don't know anything about that. It looks really... Next up, we got Aikatsu Friends by Bandai Namco Pictures. Hey, Bandai Namco, I didn't expect to see you there. Let's go together. Head for the gold, Diamond Friends. The new anime will have a theme of Aikatsu with your friends and will center on a new protagonist named Aine Yuki, who is good at making friends. That's your skill, huh? That's your skill, huh? That's the skill that you have chosen for yourself. I'm good at making friends. I just say what they want to hear. You know, it's basically the Persona series. I just say what they want to hear, and they follow me around, and they're willing to die for me. I have no idea who these people are, but you know what? They follow me anyway. I don't know. And is enrolled in Star Harmony Academy's general education track. She befriends Mio Minato, the school's top idol, and becomes an idol herself. So, yeah. As if you can be an idol by yourself. Well, actually, yeah, you can. Never mind. I don't know what I was talking about. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. To Be Heroing. Howliners Animation League. The second season of To Be Hero. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. It's Howliners. I don't deal with Howliners. I don't deal with them anymore. I know better than that. I know better than that. Oshiri Tant Toy Animation. He's chivalrous, cunning, and his looks are anything but. Meet Butt Detective. A gentleman whose catchphrase is, I smell a case. Every day, he puts the big city's cases to rest. Toei Animation. Don't you have a fucking Dragon Ball Super movie to be making? Don't you have literally everything else to be making? This is what you choose. This is it. This is what you choose. Kirato Pre-chan. First year middle school girls Mirai Momoyama and Emo Moegi are two aspiring idols who decide to use the Pre-chan system, a system used by famous people and companies to broadcast content. Like many girls starting their own channels and uploading content, the pair decide to become their own producers, starting their own channel in an attempt to become Pre-chan idols. So basically, it's one of the first, if not the first, idol anime to use like YouTube system, which is interesting. I actually am enticed to check this out, just because that is a real thing. You know, people are starting music channels and like idol channels and stuff, and it's real interesting that this is starting to become the norm. And so now they're making an anime where they kind of use the internet and use YouTube, or Pre-chan in this case, as a as a way of becoming an idol. Now, I think it sounds and looks like it's part of the there's a series, I forgot what it's called, but so I don't know. It might be all right, at least for a guilty pleasure. Next up, we got Beyblade Burst Chosetsu by Oriental Light and Magic. No synopsis, but it's Beyblade, so you pretty much know what you're going into. Same with this one, Future Card Buddy Fight X All-Star Fight, fifth season. Oh wow, they did 5 seasons of this. Future Card Buddy Fight. All right. Puzzle and Dragon. Doesn't this already exist? th- th- doesn't don't they already have a Puzzle and Dragon anime? Don't, what is this? By Studio Puro? The story is set in modern day Japan following the growth of the protagonist, Taiga Akashi, an elementary school kid who wants to be a professional gamer someday. What? And then Duel Masters. Duel Masters is getting a reboot. There's no synopsis, but it's okay, sure, whatever. Wasn't never really a big fan of Duel Masters anyway, but then we got leftovers from last season are going to be coming over into our season, which we got Darling and the Franxx, which I am behind on just by a few episodes, so I'm going to catch up soon. Nanatsu no Taizai, second season. I'm super hyped to get started on that, but I'm waiting for the dub because I prefer the dub. Beatless, I kind of dropped that or put it on hold a little bit. Grand Crest Senki, which I need to catch up on. That's actually a pretty decent show. It's very rushed, but it's also not like terribly rushed. It's just kind of like, it's obvious they try to fit a lot of content into this series. Cardcaptor Sakura is the clear card, which that is a thing. Toji no Miko, I need to catch up on that. Saiki Kusuo no something none 2. Basilisk, Yoimushi Pedal Glory Line, Hakyu Hoshide Engi, which I dropped like a stack of bricks, and an Idolish 7. We got TV shorts, and as you know, TV shorts sometimes can be awesome. So, we got second season for the new 3D CG anime series for Konaka no Chi. So that's cool. I don't know much about it. I've seen a few episodes of the original, I think, and it was cute, but I never really developed an attachment to it. Akun to Kanojo. The romantic comedy follows the everyday life of an extremely tsundere boy named Atsuhiro Akun Kagari and his girlfriend Nantan Katagiri. Akun's behavior is harsh towards Nantan with verbal abuse and neglect, but he is actually head over heels for her and habitually acts like a stalker by tailing her or eavesdropping. Nantan is oblivious to Akun's stalker ways and thinks his actions are cute. Oh. So I'm gonna watch it. I acknowledge that it would not be a good thing in reality, but in the anime world, a lot of things can happen. This actually might be kind of cute. It reminds me of what's it called, Momokuri. It reminds me of Momokuri, just with the gender swapped. So it's basically like, I mean, if you're cool with Momokuri and you're not cool with Akun to Kanojo, there's some double standards there. But yeah, I'm gonna watch this. This seems interesting, and it's a TV short, so there's literally nothing you can lose. Tachibana-kan to Lie Angle, Creators Impact. Oh, Creators Impact. So that's when Natsuno Hanabi went back to her hometown to study in high school, she thought that she will have a new wonderful life. But Tachibana-kan, the dormitory she was going to live in, was not what she expected. Could be interesting. Comedy, edgy slice of life. I'm down. Alice or Alice by EMT Squared. The manga centers on the everyday lives of two twin sisters, both named Alice, and their brother, who is slightly attracted to them. Okay. Okay. I'll give it a try. Fumakiri Jikan, Ikachi Ipilka. The omnibus manga tells a series of short stories about conversations young women have while waiting at railroad crossings. Is that a thing in Japan? Like, is that a thing that happens enough for them to make a manga / anime about? Okay. Uchu Senkan Tiramisu. The human race extended its life field and greed to the vast reaches of space. In Space Era 0156, a war breaks out amidst the colonies. Earth begins to construct a new space battleship called Tiramisu in secret. Just as the war begins, one genius pilot steers the Tiramisu as a beacon of hope for humanity. That's another Gonzo series. Seems a little bit more interesting than the other Gonzo series, but I have no idea if I'm going to give it a shot. Omae wa Maragunma wo Shirani Ai. Asahi Production. The comedy manga centers on Nori Kamitsuki, who moves from Shiba Prefecture to a fictionalized version of Gunma Prefecture northwest of Tokyo, and the story focuses on Gunma's culture. Before moving to Gunma, Kamitsuki only sees that the prefecture has a fearsome reputation on the net. Upon moving, he soon makes contact with the people who hold a strong love of Gunma's culture. Ah, seems interesting. Amai Chobatsu Watashi wa Kanshu Senyo Pet by Magic Bus. The story is set in a prison in the near future of 20XX. Is Mega Man around? It revolves around Hina Saotome, an office lady imprisoned despite her innocence, and the elegant yet sadistic guard Aki Myojin. Hina's heart and body are at the mercy of Myojin's cruel yet sweet domination, from physical examinations to even her lover's prison visits. Okay, I guess this is a thing. Conjugal visits the anime? Okay. No, I think I'll pass on that one. Even I have my limits, guys. We got third season of Nobunaga no Shinobi. That's happening. Wakao Kami wa Shogakusei. Madhouse. Oh, Madhouse. The story of laughter and tears centers around Akko, a 6th grade elementary school girl who lost her parents in a traffic accident. She moves to her grandmother's hot spring inn, Harunoya Springhouse, and trains to run the inn. She gradually grows up with the help of the ghost Uribo and other mysterious friends. So that doesn't sound all that interesting because it's been done 20,000 times. But hey, it might be. The art style is interesting. Ladies Spo. The anime is a science fiction comedy where various pro sports bounty hunters fight each other in sporting events. The story centers on Arigeti, Korupi, and Sabina, 3 women in a team who participate in various sports. Okay. Kuroneko Monroe. The essay manga follows the Black Cat Monroe and the human Yappy and their normal and special everyday lives. So, Black Cat Garfield. That's cool. Usagi no Matthew, Kachidoki Studio. The story centers on Matthew, a daydreaming worrywart of a rabbit. Matthew also has 2 friends, Charon, a pessimistic frog who is fond of good luck charms, and Ham, a hamster of few words and who moves through life at his own pace. The story follows the 3 animals' everyday lives within a mysterious forest. Okay. And then lastly, Oritacha Yokai Ningen-ji, the sequel to Oritacha Yokai Ningen. Now, I don't know anything about that, so I'm probably going to skip that as well. Now, I'm going to just kind of briefly skim over the movies available. I don't really want to get into these too much, but I do want to talk about a little bit. Liz to Aotori, which is apparently the like a spin-off film for, I want to say it's Sound Euphonium, I think. So that's interesting. I haven't seen Sound Euphonium yet. I need to because Kyoto Animation is like my second favorite studio, and I need to watch more of their stuff. We got Peacemaker Kuragane, Omo and Michi, Batman Ninja, which I'm kind of interested in, to be honest with you, because it is by Kamikaze Doga, who is the studio who did Pop Teen Epic, and I'm really interested in seeing how they handle this. Digimon Adventure Tri-6, I think it's the final movie. And then we got Danten no Wara Gaiden. Okay, I don't know anything about that. Laughing Under the Clouds. Okay, I think I've heard of that actually. Godzilla, the movie or whatever. Servant movie and Detective Conan movie 22. OVAs, we got Asaga no Kase-san is getting an OVA. Lost Song, Isekai, Izakaya Koto Aithera no Isekaya Nobu. Ito Junji Collection is getting a Tomie. OVA, Vatican Kiseki Chosakan, Kwanshi Gaosho, Tenken Toitsu Koi no Ran, okay, yeah, and then SNS Police. The manga story centers around the titular SNS Police, Social Network Service Police, who protect the peace in social media sites like Twitter and Facebook and deal harsh justice to those who violate it. It's the literal anime about the Dot Police, you guys. Oh my god, they're doing this. I kind of have to watch this now. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, well, that's all that's coming this this spring season. There's not a whole bunch that I'm super hyped for. There's about 4 or 5 titles that I'm really, really hyped for. But we'll see how that changes as the season continues on. But yeah, I want you to let me know, now that I'm done with all of this, I want you to go down to the comments and I want you to let me know what titles, give me about 5 or 10 titles that you are most excited for, if you have that many. If you don't, then just tell me like the top 3 that you're excited for or something. And in the meanwhile, if you have not already subscribed to this channel and you would like to, please do so before you click off this video. And be sure to hit that bell icon and have your settings so that you receive notifications if you desire. Otherwise, you may not ever see any of my content ever again. And I feel like that would be too sad. So, at least on my part, it'd be sad. It might be sad for you, but anyway. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, by all means, let me know what kind of shows you're into. Let me know what shows you're interested in, you're excited for. And then also while you're at it, just let me know what you want to see from this channel. You know, if there's any titles that you want me to watch and review or talk about, or if you want, there's a game that you want me to cover, let me know in the comments what it is, and I'll look into it. I can't guarantee anything, but I can at least I can put it on my list and consider it for future reference. But either way, if you made it to this point in the video, thank you very much for 1. 2, wow. But yeah, if you made it this far, I want to thank you very much for watching. I do these kinds of videos every season. I may do more depending on if people like them, because I personally feel like my off-the-cuff stuff is not nearly as strong as my scripted stuff, but I may be just wrong there, so let me know if I'm wrong. But in any case, if you're interested in seeing more of my content, you can click the left box, which is right here, to see a video that I recommend this week. And then you can also click right here to see a video that is catered to your interests. And then also you can click my face to subscribe. So, yeah, do that. Either way, I'll see y'all later.